Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about immigration. That's right. It seems to be the hot topic of the day, and there's a lot of questions that you guys need me to answer, to the point where my phone, my email, my everything has been ringing off the hook. And I've been having a lot of Zoom meetings with you guys and doing all kinds of consulting and letting you guys know what's really going on. So I figured I think it's time to make a complete video talking about a lot of misconceptions, a lot of fake news, to really, if I want to put it out there, that's really what's going on. And I just want to quell some of these concerns and some of these, answer a lot of these questions that a lot of you guys have been having and let everyone know what's really going on. And as you guessed it, everything is fine. Everything is actually fine. And I don't know why all of a sudden there's this fear-mongering campaign happening all over the social media, you know what I mean, all over, places like YouTube. I'm not going to name some of the channels, but there's a bunch of fake news and fake just again a lot of fear-mongering coming from a lot of channels out there. Not a lot of channels, actually, just a couple that I know of, but on Facebook and in other social media groups, I'm guessing Facebook's the main one, there has been a lot of fear mongering and a lot of misinformation, a lot of fake news and all that good stuff. So all right, now that I kind of got that out the way, we're gonna flip the camera around, as you know we do, and we're gonna talk, all right, as I walk. All right, I'm gonna talk and walk and talk. All right, but yeah, we're gonna be talking about the whole immigration thing. I just wanted to let you know, wanted to show you my face and let you know what's going on with that as we get this started, because I really do feel like this is a very serious issue, and I'm having some concerns myself with all this fake news that's just coming out of nowhere. Well, it seems like it's just coming out of nowhere. Don't get me started on what I really think about all that and about those individuals out there and those groups and those things that are spreading that fake news. If you care more about that, you can check out my other channel. All the links are down below. But anyways, anywho, when it comes to the whole situation, with immigration, we are hearing things like, or you guys are telling me things like, and I'm seeing things like, basically that they're saying that as you're walking down the street, as I am right now, or if I'm walking to any part of the city or any part of Mexico, I can get stopped by immigration or get stopped by the police and asked for my papers, and I have to give them my papers. That is 1,000,000% fake news. All right, and no, oh look, camera's dirty, good thing I turned it around. Better. Okay, that is 100% fake news. And no moment in time and will you be asked by any police officer, again, you're walking around, you're just doing regular things, okay, I'm just living your life or touristy stuff or whatever, and no point whatsoever will you be asked for ID, passport, immigration status, immigration papers. Never, ever, 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 ever. And if you do get asked, that is a violation of your rights. All right, so I just want to let you know right now, all right, before anyone even considers anything otherwise. All right, so that's really the reality. All right, under no circumstance can they ask you for your papers. Now, there are a few instances, okay, in which you might be asked for some papers, okay, and you might have to comply. Okay, so for example, a lot of people are saying, it's like, oh, now if you're riding the bus, let's say that you're taking an adult bus, let's say you're going from Merida to Cancun or Merida to Acapulco or whatever it is you're doing, that you need to present your immigration ID and information and your passport. When listen, you've always had to do that. I don't know why they're saying and spreading fake news that they're cracking down and they're this and no, listen, it's always been like that, and that's it. If you're US or American, all right, let me throw this out there as well. If you're an American citizen or Canadian citizen, you are considered untouchable. All right, again, let me repeat, considered untouchable. All right, so if you are Canadian or American, and okay, US citizen, okay, out here, all right, and you're considered untouchable, then that means that they're not gonna even bother you or harass you or touch you. All right, let alone to be asking you for your papers. This is not Cuba. This is not communist China. This is not, no, this is Mexico, okay? They can't even arrest you, all right, or arrest an individual for even breaking and entering. And if they do, they get released like that. Don't get me, you already know how I tell you guys how, you know, the rights are living in Mexico, the you know what your rights are, what the rights of the people are, what rights that the police have, officers have, what right does authority have out here. You know, we talk about that a lot on this channel, okay? So we're gonna continue talking about that. So, all right, let me get on the sidewalk here. I know, I'm sorry, let me point it this way. It's just like I feel this is a very important subject, so that's why I got the camera pointed at myself. I apologize for that. I should be pointing it forward. You guys want to look at this, not my disgusting face. I get it, I get it. Bruh. Anyways, I digress. But here in Mexico, under no circumstance are you going to be asked, you know, for anything like that. Like, again, if you are applying for, you know, you're going to a government office and you're applying for something, you're going to need your ID. If you're going to be traveling by bus or by airplane, you're gonna need passport, you're gonna need ID. It's obvious. You're gonna need to show your immigration card, you know, whatever, your status. That's obvious. You know, there's very obvious things in which you're gonna need to show some sort of ID. But that's it. That's it. All right. Oh yeah, what I was saying earlier, the only times that you might be getting asked for ID, besides, you know, the obvious of like going to a government building, okay, in which you need to show ID, going to a bank, renting a car, you know, things like that. Outside of that, you know, the only other time that that a police officer or some sort of military personnel in Mexico will ask you for anything will be at some sort of like maybe a checkpoint, and that's it. Okay, and they're not really checking you up and down, and you do not, let me repeat, you do not need to show your actual ID. Meaning, you know, they're telling people that you need to have your passport, your ID card, your, you know, your visa, all these things on you at all times, 24/7. No, you do not. Again, let me repeat, no, you do not. No, you do not. If you're going to the beach, you're going to be taking your passport and all this paperwork with you. No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay? So don't, in Cuba, where you had to do it or you really get in fucking trouble, I didn't do it. And I did not get in trouble when asked. All right? And that's freaking Cuba. And you're going to tell them, in the communist countries, you're going to tell me a free country, a super free country, a country which has only demonstrated its freedom even more throughout this past 2 years, that they're gonna now start cracking. No, they're not. They're not cracking down. They're not going after anybody. They are not under any circumstance doing anything like that. All right, and it's not gonna start now. Okay, why would it? Okay, we're literally right in the middle of this president's current you know, current oh, it's hot. Okay, I was gonna walk in the sun, but it's way too hot. Anyways, but his current election, or what, not election, anyways, whatever, you know what I mean, he still has 3 years left. Okay, the current president and the current system is still 3 years to go, so it's not gonna be changing anytime soon, and it's not gonna be changing in the future, trust me. All right, or don't trust me, do your own research, do your own work. All right, a lot of construction going on. Got the bus here. But anyways, I digress. At the end of the day, even if, you know, for whatever reason you are on some sort of expired you know, visa, or you don't have your proper paperwork or what have you, it's still not enough to get you in trouble. It's still not enough to even, I mean, Mexico's very loose and very lax with all kinds of things like that, and it's because they have to be, because that is the law, the constitution, the whole everything. So they can't be out here, you know, enforcing some draconian laws or some really horrible you get what I'm saying, things that go against the constitution and go against everything. But anyways, I digress. The point I'm making is that at the end of the day, guys, there is no crackdown on Americans or Canadians. And again, let me give you some obvious evidence here that some of you guys, for whatever reason, have missed. let's not forget that there's a major immigration crisis. Hey, I apologize for the noise in the background. You know, this is the construction. This is the living out here. But I digress. Oh, I didn't see that guy in the car. That's interesting. That's, anyways, okay, so out here, you know, there's a major immigration crisis happening in Mexico at the moment, okay? And I'm sure most of you guys are pretty aware of it. And it's mainly, most of it is happening on the US-Mexican border. All right? And you know, with that being said, hola, buenos días. Buenas tardes. There's our group of people just hanging out at the pool, you know, seeing my dumbass gringo talking to himself in his camera. You know, they were all smiling and looking at me, so I was like, I had to say hi. I apologize. All right, so as I was saying, out here, what was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. But it's okay, we'll move on to another thought, because we got many thoughts to talk about here. Oh yeah, so with the huge immigration crisis that's happening right now in this country, okay, which is mainly the US's problem. It's more like it's happening in the US, but that's another story. We can, you know, we don't have to talk about that now. We're not going to talk about that now. It doesn't matter. But what was I saying? So yeah, sorry, I was trying to get that shot to see if, you know, I can film a little bit there. But anyways, so yeah, with the huge immigration crisis that's happening right now on the Mexican-US border, and you know, if you look at it from the US side, in which they're letting anybody and everybody in, and at the same time, and you're looking at the Mexican border, and you look at the southern Mexican border with Guatemala, and that they're letting anybody and everybody in and through, and they can't stop them, and how that's you know, only, you know, being shown more on the US side of the border, because we're seeing immigrants from all over the world showing up to the Mexican side of the border, and then they just walk into the US. So if Mexico is allowing everybody in, if Mexico is not enforcing any immigration law on any citizen of any part of the world, why, you see, look, even the dog agrees, you know, why are they going to start deporting and coming after Americans and Canadians? That doesn't make any sense, does it? So again, let me repeat, they're not coming out after any immigrants. No immigrants from any part of the world are getting, you know, are getting attacked or getting deported or getting anything. And all of a sudden they're doing that to the, so you know what I mean? Let me get this straight. The only people out there that are getting deported or targeted by immigration right now are Americans and Canadians. The only two groups of people that cannot be even touched, because they're called the untouchables. And why? Well, because there's a pact between Canada and the US, all right, and Mexico, which again protects all countries. So those are the only ones that are getting affected, nobody else. Doesn't make any sense, right? Well, exactly, you know what I mean? So that's why there's a lot of fake news, and so a lot of people don't know. I get it, I understand. That's why I'm making these videos. But at the end of the day, that's kind of where we're at there. You know what I mean? Like, we're, you know, it's like, that's what they're trying to sell you guys. That's what they're trying to tell you guys. All right, that, you know, basically, you know, they're coming after, you know, people they can't come after. And knowing that they can't come after anyone, period, end of story, from no matter what country. You're hearing things like, oh, the reason that you can deport Canadians in the US, you know, Canadians and Americans, is because both of these countries will accept the deported person. You know what I mean? Well, they will accept the person that got deported from Mexico, and yada yada yada. And that's why, listen, that's not how deportation works, man. You get deported, all right? And if your country won't take you, that's not their fucking problem. You know what I mean? So they'll just drop you off. All right. In fact, I'm sure you've seen the US deporting a bunch of Haitians, and you've seen how they get deported. You've seen that whole footage in the video. I'm not playing it here. The reason we just land and drop them off is because we're trying to be nice and humane. But the reality is that if we could just drop them from the sky, you know, just fly over Haiti and just drop them, or go fly over whatever country and drop them off, and then just keep flying back and not have to land, that would be the option. All right. But we can't do that option. You feel me? So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm letting you know that that's how deportation works, and that's for every country. So if the US doesn't accept you, that's okay. They'll hold you in some sort of holding situation until you find somebody that will. And it's not gonna be nice, and it's not gonna be pretty. And they're not doing that to Americans or Canadians. They're not doing that to anybody. So what the hell are they gonna, okay? So I just wanna reiterate that. I wanna bring that up because, you know, it's a major concern. A lot of people think that, oh my God, that Mexico's also becoming... Hey. Yo tengo un igual, no te preocupes. He was just saying hi. Don't get too close. Anyway, so... Oh, another one. Hey. So yeah, people, by the way, before you guys even ask, people ask me, it's like, hey, are pets okay? You're like, yeah, that's, of course pets are okay. They're like guard dogs, you know, they're alarms. They're a part of the family. They're gonna enjoy a nice home out here, and they're gonna be beloved. I was just telling the lady, you know, it's like, oh, don't worry, my dog does the same. You know, he's just trying to say hi. Yeah, like chopping off your head. Anyways, I digress. So at the end of the day, guys, you know what I mean? Like, Mexico is very free. They're very open. They are not coming out after you or after anyone. They're not going to be doing that anytime soon, because they're just not. For a million reasons. If you care more about what I think on that, again, I got my other channel and so on and so forth. You know, I talk more in depth about certain things. But the reality is, at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the freaking day, there's absolutely no way in hell in which you are going to have any kind of problem out here with any kind of immigration or anything like that. No one's ever going to ask you for any IDs or papers. And if you do get, for whatever reason, you do get asked for your papers, for your ID, you can very politely decline. Let me repeat that. If you at any point you get asked for your papers, you get asked for, you know, documents, you get asked for any kind of anything, and you know, because you learned from me, and you can, again, reach out to Mexican lawyers if you don't believe me. If you're asked for something and you don't want to show it or give it to them, you don't. And you politely decline. Remember, politely decline. Don't be making a fool out of yourself. So you politely say, no, I don't want to show you my ID, I don't have my ID, and just whatever, okay? And they're not going to be pursuing anything. They're going to try to use fear first to see if they can get you. And when they see that, oh, I can't mess with this person because he's not scared of me, all right, then they're not going to mess with you. But they know that there's a lot of Americans and there's a lot of Mexicans. I mean, sorry, there's a lot of Mexicans as well. But they know that there's a lot of Americans and a lot of Canadians that are scared of authority, and so they'll take advantage of that. But if you literally stand your ground, like I've told you many times, they will leave you alone. They'll leave you alone because they have no right or authority to do anything like that. And they know that, but you need to know that, because otherwise you'll blindly follow, thinking that they're gonna beat you up or arrest you or do horrible things. They won't. Again, you are an untouchable. Let me repeat that as many times as I gotta repeat it. They're not gonna fuck with you. Now listen, you get into a bar fight and you do something crazy and stupid, and you start, you know, doing some crazy stupid shit, yeah, you're probably gonna get detained. That's it. That's it. So again, you know, and now you do some sort of crazy thing, like let's say you commit murder, it's not gonna end so well. It's not gonna end so well. But basically anything outside of, you know, crime level murder, you're fine. You're fine. You know, you'll maybe spend a day or two in prison for something stupid. But again, coming to the whole immigration thing, it's not illegal. So voila. It's, again, let me repeat, it's not illegal. So even if you are here on an expired visa, even if your paperwork ain't straight, even if you don't have any paperwork, yada yada yada, I can go on and on, you don't, that's not illegal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not illegal to the sense it's like, you know, it is a violation of some immigration bullshit, but at the end of the day, it's not like under the Constitution, it's not illegal. You don't need a visa, you don't need paperwork, you don't need documentation, you don't need anything like that. But that's deeper, all right? And like I said, in this country, a photocopy of your stuff suffices. Now, certain places, like the bank, like you know, certain government offices, they need to see the original, and that is very obvious. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, of course. But okay, if let's say you are still scared that you're gonna get stopped, you know, or anything like that, you're gonna get in trouble, you can have a photocopy. Again, if you're driving around out of the city in certain places, probably carry a photocopy of stuff, you know, just in case. You never know, and you can kind of have it. And that's another thing too. If you have your ID, let's say a license, any kind of ID, and a cop asks for it, you do not have to give it to them. Again, do not have to give it to them. You literally just show it to them like this. Here it is. Here it is. Take a picture of it. All right, here, I'll hold it straight. Take a picture of my ID. That's, you know, like that. That you don't have to give them anything, period. You know, sure, you can entertain them and be like, yeah, go ahead, take a picture of my ID. Write down whatever you're gonna write down. But that's it. It ends there. So speaking of which, I don't know where I'm going. I think I already walked too far. Not quite sure. I did walk too far, right? What street am I on? I did. I gotta walk back. All right, we'll walk back as we end it. Because I think I did walk too far. Did I? Wait, where am I? I gotta make sure. Hold on. There it is. Yeah, I think I walked too far. All right, let's walk it back. Walk it back, walk it back. But anyways, guys, I hope today's video, I hope today's episode helped you guys answer a lot of questions, helped you guys, you know, feel a little better about the situation. You know, it's all about knowing your rights everywhere. All right. Like I've warned you on my other channel, don't get me started. If a lot of you guys would have known your rights and known more, you wouldn't be in the situation you're in at the moment. All right. And you'd be here already, you know. Anyways, but I digress. You don't have to worry about anything, and keep remembering out there that there's a lot of people with different narratives spitting out all kinds of misinformation and disinformation. And Mexico has always been a scary place. Don't come to Mexico. Mexico's horrible. And for the longest time, there's been for a few years now, there's been a bunch of people, YouTubers and other things, making Mexico, you know, look the way it really looks, which is awesome and safe and beautiful and amazing, and all the awesome things that I talk about on my channel and other people talk about on their channels about Mexico. So with that being said, okay, with that very obvious thing that I just said, I'm going to segue to, it makes a lot of sense with all the troubles that we're dealing with right now, with all the countries that are forcing or saying that you have to stay in your country, you have to stay put, how they can be I don't know, manipulated to create a certain narrative out there in order to trick people into believing that it's not safe out here, when in reality it is very safe out here. A lot safer than wherever the hell you are, probably, most likely. So anyways, all right guys, I think that's it. I'm gonna end it here. Yes, all right, I'm here. Kind of, sort of, but I mean, I'm here. All right guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of content. If you do, you already know what's up. You can reach out to me. No, actually, don't reach out to me unless you need me. Sorry, brains fried, a lot of hot sun today. So you already know what to do, guys. If you need more information, you can probably ask me a question down below. I'll talk to you. You know, I'll help answer whatever doubts you might have. But if you also want to consult with me and have a one-on-one and talk about this or other subjects, you know, please feel free to reach out to me. And then we'll go through it. But if not, then don't worry, you already know what to do. You know, I don't ask for anything. All you got to do is please like, please subscribe, please share these videos and all my videos, anything you find, you know, useful, informative, and that you think other people might enjoy as well. And please share, okay? And stay awesome, as I always say, stay awesome. And last but not least, love you guys. All right, so thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Whew. Man, it's hot and humid out there. Can't believe I said that all in one breath. Bruh.